Now that we have successfully created our horizontal alignment, we will design our vertical alignment. Two main steps in this design are the profile creation and alignment design. The profile, also known as a vertical profile, makes it possible for us to see the existing ground level, while the vertical alignment design allows you to introduce vertical curves along your alignment. Remember that the vertical alignment design is done to ensure a smooth transition between tangents at different grade levels. Now, for our design, we'll be using the profile button, which is on the Home tab. When we click the profile button, we'll be using the Create Surface Profile to generate our profile and the Profile Creation tools to do our alignment design. Clicking on the Surface Profile button, we get a dialog box called Create Profile from Surface. And here, all we have to do is to specify or indicate to Civil 3D which surface we'll be designing on, or we will be creating our profile with. When we click on Add, our surface is added. And take note, to the left, top left of your screen, we have a horizontal alignment and its details such as the start and end of the alignment. The next step is to click on the Draw in Profile View button, and that reveals our Create Profile View dialog. Here we can name and give a description on the General tab of this dialog box. I would call this EGL, existing ground level, and we can give a description to it. The next setting would be the station ranges. Here you can see the start and end of the project, or you can use a specified range. If there is a specific part of your alignment you want to work with, then you can specify that with this setting, but we'll be using the automatic. The next is the elevations or the heights on our alignment, which are the minimum and maximum heights. With the display options, we don't need to change any settings here. It just gives or shows the different indicated characteristics of our proposed surface. Next is the data bands we'll be working with. And this just shows the view of your profile when it's created. The last setting here is the profile hatch options. It just shows the hatch settings used for our profile. We can now click on the Create Profile View button to generate our profile. In case you work with all the default values for these settings, then there's no need to click on the next button. You can just click your Create Profile View button directly. Now take note that your prompt is asking for us to select our profile view origin. That's just asking for the point where we want to place our profile. I choose this point. Here you can see our profile and you can see the existing ground indicated as the red mark or the red line on your screen. I'll move this a bit closer to the horizontal alignment. I'm doing that with the Move button. And so the next step would be to create my alignment, that is my vertical alignment. To do this, I would first of all put on my snap button. The need for this is because I'll need, when I create my alignment, to snap to the beginning and the end of my project. So having done that, I would now go to the Profile button and create Profile Creation Tools. And click Profile Creation Tools. Civil 3D is asking for the profile view I created. And so I'll click on this profile and a new dialog box comes up that says create profile. I'll call this VA, which is vertical alignment, and I'll click on OK. Now a profile layout toolbox appears. Again, we will here be using the tangents, draw tangents without curves, and we'll be using the curves. So when I click on this, there are 4 options in this case, but I will just work with the draw tangents. To draw my tangents, now this is where some alignment or your vertical alignment is done. So I would click on the first point and then I can turn off my snap button. And once again, I'll put on my snap button and snap to the end of the project. I can type enter at this point. Again, notice that I did not break my command as I introduced my alignment. When we look at the alignment I have introduced this time around, we do not have points of intersection, or rather in the vertical alignment, these points are called points of vertical intersection because you are essentially intersecting tangents at different elevations. And so all that is left to do would be to introduce my vertical curves. And we'll be using the more free vertical curves, and there's 3 options. We'll be using the free vertical parabola PVI based. Now when I click, looking at my command prompt, it says click a point near the PVI. Now that simply means click a point close to your PVI or on the PVI at the point where you'll be introducing your vertical curve. And I'll click on that point, and then Civil 3D simply specifies or asks me for a curve length, a suitable curve length. I'll work with 150. Again, I'm asked to pick the point near the next PVI, and I continue to use this command until I have introduced all the curves on my alignment. At this point, I would work here with 250. And lastly, I'll click on this point again and then specify 200. When that is done, I just have to click enter to end this command. And there you have it. My vertical curves have been introduced. At this point, I introduce a curve of K value 146.59 and the length of vertical curve of 150. At this point, I introduce a vertical curve of length 250 and with a K value of 86.87, while at this point I introduce one of 200 meters and the K value of 77.79. Sorry, 77.92. And there you have it. We have now successfully concluded our vertical design. In the next step, we will define or create our pavement section, which is also known as a sections assembly. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.